Welcome to the Parsha Perspective. Each week, we will delve deep in a weekly Torah portion to find a practical and insightful way to enhance your daily life. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Rabbi Shalom Yemini, and each week we'll look into the weekly Torah portion to find practical and insightful ways to enhance your daily life. This Chanukah and Parsha perspective is in honor of our homeland, Eretz Yisroel. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu, may God protect our brave soldiers. May God save all the hostages and return them home immediately. May God comfort those who have lost family or friends in horrific attacks. And may God grant a speedy recovery to all those injured in the attack. The Chanukah and Parsha perspective is in honor of the Refuah Shlema of HaRav Amitai, Ben Shoshanna, and all those who need to experience a speedy and complete recovery. The Chanukah and Parsha perspective is also in loving memory of Leah, Mintche of Yosef, Edward Ben Efraim, Shlomo Ben Edward, and Yirachmiel Daniel Ben Gedalia. May the souls be uplifted and may the memories be a blessing. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Miketz, as well as the last night of Chanukah, the 8th night of Chanukah, what our eyes see. The fascinating, the riveting story of Yosef HaTzadik experiencing all his challenges and coming up on top as the viceroy of Egypt is always read during the holiday of Chanukah, and there's an important reason why. Our Parsha begins with Pari having two bizarre dreams that no one but Yosef HaTzadik could understand and interpret. He first dreams of 7 fat cows being swallowed whole by 7 skinny cows. He then dreams of 7 big bundles of grain being swallowed up by 7 skinny bundles of grain, and in both dreams, neither the cows nor the bundles of grain grew due to devouring the others. When Pari hears that Yosef could understand, could interpret dreams, he commanded that he be taken out of jail, out of prison, and brought before him. Pari then tells Yosef HaTzadik about his 2 vivid dreams and asks for his interpretation. Yosef understands the dreams, and he interprets them to mean that there will be 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of hunger and starvation. Each dream, Yosef tells Pari, hints at the magnitude of the plenty, but also the magnitude of the famine and starvation. And he advises Pari to store food and grain during the years of plenty to sustain them and keep them alive during the famine. Pari obviously agrees and understands that Yosef HaTzadik is a man of God, a man of Hashem, and will successfully implement this plan. He appoints Yosef as the viceroy of Egypt and gave him the responsibility of storing food and distributing it when the famine comes. Interestingly, the connection between the Chanukah miracles and Yosef's story is unclear. The Torah tells us of Yosef HaTzadik's physical beauty more than once. It seems to be the source of some of the issues and challenges he faced, from his hair and features that caused his brothers to despise him and Potiphar's wife to desire him. His physical beauty seemingly caused some of his challenges that he faced throughout his life. The Chanukah story is precisely the opposite. The Greeks focus on beautifying and enhancing the physical body, forbidding any commandments, any mitzvahs that would harm its attractiveness. From circumcision to intense Torah study, any activities that weaken the physical body were forbidden, were banned, were prohibited. Yet Yosef's challenge is the Chanukah story. Once he realized the source of his power, the source of his strength, he thrived. Similar to the story of the Maccabees, led by Matasyahu and his 5 sons, Yehuda, Eliezer, Shimon, Yochanan, and Yonasan. When they recognized their source and their spirit, they waged war against the evil Greeks. They were the few while the others were the many. They were the weak while the others were strong, but their spirit and their power were far greater. The Maccabees' source of energy and strength was from the King of all kings, Melech Malchim Halachim, the Creator, the Master of the universe, our Father in heaven. When Yosef had this realization that it is God alone that is the source of all his success, it enabled him to thrive. It enabled him to forgive his brothers for selling him into slavery. When he finally revealed his identity to his brothers were afraid of his wrath, of his anger. And yet Yosef says, now don't be sad or don't be angry with yourself, for you have sold me, because it was to save lives. It is God that has sent me here before you. It has now been 2 years throughout the famine, and there's still 5 more years of famine where there will be no more planting or yielding. God has sent me before you to ensure the survival of the world, to create a great deliverance and salvation for you. It is not you who sent me, says Yosef HaTzadik. Ata lo shalachtem. You did not send me. but God. And he has made me a father to Parai, the lord of his household, and the ruler of the whole land of Egypt. The connection between Yosef's story and the Chanukah miracles is now obvious. Appearances can deceive because they lack the depth, the truth, the real source of life. Our enduring strength is our ability to look past the physical presence into the resilience, into the soul embedded in each of us. When we look past the image our eyes perceive and search for the soul of every person we meet, we continue the Chanukah miracle. We begin to realize the depth of the human experience and thrive despite the challenges we face, like the challenges we are facing today. While those seeking to destroy us fade into history, our miracle light will forever shine brightly. There's a powerful quote from Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs of blessed memory. The Jewish task is not to fear the real world, but to enter and transform it, healing some of its wounds and bringing to the places often shrouded in darkness fragments of divine light. Have a joyous rest of Chanukah and a meaningful Shabbos.
Thank you for tuning in to the Parsha Perspective. Check out our website, theparshaperspective.com. Send thoughts and comments to theparshaperspective@gmail.com. Till next time, thanks for listening.